You can hear me. Yeah, so you can repeat my question.
Yeah.
My question is really around the commitment piece. So when we have teams and we do a sprint, I get like, can you do it in 3 days?
Yeah.
And then I get, we can do 3 days this week, and then 2 weeks later we'll do it again. And we fall into this trap of over prototyping.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if is there anything any thoughts you have around that, around this idea of maybe just saying no to some sprints because the commitment's not there.
I think saying no is really important, actually, and waiting for one of the things that I did when I was starting this up at Google and nobody knew what I was talking about is to find projects where the need was really great. So they were in a very early stage, and it was obvious that they wanted a prototype was appealing to them.
Yeah.
And so in those situations, eventually for a team, the time will come along when they're at the beginning of starting something new. The idea of, gosh, if we in just 1 week, we already had sort of some clarity about what we were doing is really powerful. It's usually easier to sell the whole thing there and to say no. When people won't make the time, I think it might not be right. I do think it is possible to compress the sprint to 4 days. And sorry about the robotic whistling. It's possible to compress the sprint to 4 days, but you'll often end up doing some of the other bits before or after. So, oh no, not better. Maybe I'll just project my voice.
Yeah.
Is that better? Yeah. Okay. So it's totally So anyway, it's totally possible to do a sprint in 4 days, but you often have to do some prep ahead of time. And it's like if anybody has one of these new MacBooks that has like the USB-C, and it's a great computer, but you have a lot of extra parts you have to plug in, in order to plug it into anything else. It's kind of like that. Like if you shut it down to 4 days, you'll have to do those extra parts outside of it. It is possible to have a team do 2 days together, and then maybe you do or 3 days together. Maybe you do the prototyping and testing and report back. It's not quite as good, but it's. I don't think that's a failure. What is a failure is usually if you do it in 3 days, usually a team has to cut off prototyping and testing. Yeah. So it's probably a combination of saying no, but also figuring out if there's ways to be creative if it's close. And that's kind of the best advice.
All right, cool. Thanks.